guys, and welcome to Emma Bjork's TV show review of season 2 of Netflix's Shadow and Bone. And oh boy, do I have a lot to say. Now, I'm jumping right in with the spoilers, so if you haven't read pretty much every book in the Grishaverse or watched season 2 of Shadow and Bone on Netflix, you might want to leave, like, right now. Unless you want the spoilers, then by all means, but otherwise, go away. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am not even sure I know what to say at this point. It was a show. But I guess let's start from the beginning. They open with a recap of season 1. And at this point, I'm still excited. So I'm sitting there watching this silly little flashback, enjoying the good old days before season 2 starts. And then season 2 starts. We open with the iconic intros, but even these aren't as good as season 1. There's no foreshadowing or symbolism, they just are. Then we open on Alina and the Darkling pushing the Fold into Novia Zem where she's hiding. And at first, I was okay with this. Like, they cut a little bit from the beginning, but they're trying to fit 2 books in here. I can excuse this. But then, oh, just kidding. It was all actually a nightmare, and she's still on a boat headed to Novia Zem. And again, I can excuse this because Alina had nightmares like this in the book, so it's not inaccurate. But then they're talking about finding the second amplifier, and this is where they lost me. Because they made it seem like Alina knew about and has been searching for the second amplifier this whole time. Which just isn't true! The Darkling led the search for the Sea Whip, and Alina didn't even know about it. Anyway, Mal and Alina are entering Novia Zem as refugees, and Alina finds out that the Darkling is still alive and currently expanding the Fold. Now wait a minute, hold up. The Darkling shouldn't be able to expand the Fold without Alina. That was a huge plot point throughout Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising. But I guess he can do that now, and is actively doing it, which is great. Cut to Ketterdam, and the crows are back! But things have changed. The Crow Club has been taken over by the Dime Lions and turned into the Kalish Prince. And frankly, as soon as I heard the Kalish Prince, I knew we were headed in the wrong direction, because that does not sound like a new original prequel plotline for the Crows. It just sounds like Crooked Kingdom. But I held out hope when Kaz and Jesper were arrested for the murder of Tante Helene and subsequently taken to Dreesen, because that never happened in the books. Now, this part I actually liked. The plot twist that Nikolai hired Dreesen to hire the Crows to steal Alina, genius. Great way to have him involved in season 1 without, actually being involved. Back to Alina and Mal, they get an actually nice place in Novia Zem instead of a shitty hostel, which I can make peace with, but then they just start making out. Like they've been doing this the whole time, and this isn't just their first kiss on the screen. Now, I know it's inaccurate, but based on how they left things in season 1, I was really hoping for a slow burn. But I can forget that now. Back to the Crows, Jesper says this.
We are not vultures. We are crows.
It wasn't accurate or inaccurate. It was just fun. Then Kaz gives up Alina's location for the same jewels he promised not to do so with. And honestly, if the show did one thing right, it was their depiction of Kaz. Then he proceeds to out Jesper as a Durast, and I had mixed feelings when I saw this, because on the one hand, Kaz did already know this information going into Six of Crows, and he just didn't tell anyone else, so it's not inaccurate. But on the other hand, why did they have to reveal it to the audience so early? They could have built it up for one more season and then revealed it during the Ice Court heist. It would have been so epic. But no, Netflix can't do any sort of long-term planning for anything ever. They have to have immediate payoff, which is stupid. Next, we have Alina at the library in Novia Zem. We get to see a little bit of their culture, and it's a little exposition-y, but I can get over it. Then Alina finds out where the Sea Whip is, and apparently it's nowhere near the Bone Road, or Fjorda, or Icy Cold, anything for that matter. What was the purpose of this change? I don't understand, and honestly, it just pissed me off. But then it turns out Alina and Mal are both wanted for treason and deserting respectively. So we get some fun chase scenes, Mal does some parkour, Aladdin style, but the chase ends when the Zemni people step in and stand between the Ravkan soldiers and Mal and Alina. And we've pretty much forgotten the book exists at this point, but I did like this scene. It felt very Zemni. We get our first look at Toya and Tamar, and Toya is already reciting poetry. They're perfect. And if nothing else, this show does have the perfect cast. On to the crows, we find out Pekka is now in charge of the menagerie. And I hate that so much. Naturally, Kaz panics for Inej. He tells her to leave to go find Alina to get out of Ketterdam, but Inej refuses. She says this is her fight too. And this feels very in character for both of them. Then to make matters worse, which we didn't really need, things are already looking pretty grim, Pekka kills a stad watch and blames Kaz for that too. Unnecessary. Then we get fucking Wyland Van Eyck playing the Crows theme on his flute! I couldn't have asked for a better entrance for him. One more thing they did right. Then Nina saves Inej, and honestly, what a girl power moment. Start of a beautiful friendship. Back to Mal and Alina, they buy charter onto Sturmhond's ship, and when the first army tries to stop them, Toya and Tamar fight back. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. This is not following a single book that I have ever read. Meanwhile, in Ravka, we get to see how the Grisha are being persecuted by the First Army. And I thought this was a nice touch, because while it's described in the books, we don't get to explicitly see it. Then Kerrigan swoops in and saves them all, which helps explain some of their loyalties to him. Except my problem with this is that Genya was among the captured, when we know she was still by the Darkling side at this point. And after seeing the rest of the show, I kind of get what they were going for, but I have to like it. Then we get to see all our crows together for the first time! Minus Matthias, of course, but still exciting! And the way they interact with each other is just so them. Everyone is so perfectly their character. It's lovely to watch. And then Kaz blows up the Crow Club because...
The barrel doesn't belong to kings. It belongs to bastards.
And we end the episode with Nikolai knowing who Alina is. But what did you all think of episode 1? What did you hate? What did you love? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. But most importantly, stay tuned for my review of episode 2 coming soon. That's all I've got for this time. Thanks for watching. Bye!